Welcome back to another KLIM product walkthrough. I'm Lucas, and today we're looking at the newly redesigned 6th generation Latitude Jacket and Pant. This is one of our best-selling touring pieces. Waterproof construction, vented pockets, really solid mid-weight waterproof touring option for when you want weather protection and you want ventilation. Let's get into it. First things first, up here at the top, you'll notice this is all black, so it's a little hard to tell, but you'll notice this cutout right here. This is an additional comfort feature for the collar. Collars used to come right across and be a little bit stiffer there on the neck. We listened to you guys, we listened to feedback. Everybody said make that softer, but we still want to maintain that protection there from the weather and from the wind. So that's what we did. We added this little cutout there that's a little softer there on the collar. This tab also comes a little further around the side there, give you some good coverage against the wind and the rain. There's another change to the collar, but it's on the back. We'll go through that later. Now, moving down through the front of this, you can tell super streamlined, super refined, not a bunch of bells and whistles and things hanging off to get snagged. Very clean setup here on the Latitude. You'll see some through lines here as well with this leather on the chest area here. Same thing on the Kodiak. We've got some nice continuity through the touring line here. But anyways, up here, these are water resistant pockets for the chest. There is mesh deep inside the pockets, so technically you could open this up as a vent, but we don't recommend it because if you have things in there, they might fall out, you might forget. So pockets here on the front, two big chest pockets. Put your things in there. Very easy to access up there on the front. Get to that stuff with your gloves on. Here as well, vents on the top of the chest. Air is going to flow through these vents. Pop that open so you can see that. Air is going to flow through this mesh, through the side of the body and out the exhaust vents, which we're going to see on the back. And these are, of course, I should mention, these are water resistant YKK reverse coil zippers. They're very smooth. They're very easy to work with, very low drag. Like, see how easy that is to move around. Very easy to work with those zippers, and they're quite water resistant as well. So in the driving wind and rain, you're not going to get water intrusion through there. Now, on that note, one of the things we changed with this generation of Latitude is we upgraded the zipper garages here. You can see them down here on this pocket. You can see them up here on the vent as well, and on this side as well. Might be easier to point to it down here on the sleeve. And what this is an upgrade to where the zipper goes into to keep it waterproof. In the past, sometimes people struggled to get the zippers up into the garages and keep things waterproof. Because if the zipper doesn't go all the way in and you leave a little gap like that, which many people do while they're riding, they just kind of haphazardly zip up their vents in the rain. What'll happen is you get some water intrusion through there and you think your zipper's leaking. It's actually not. Easier to get those zippers up in those garages, keep things more waterproof when the rain is driving down on you. All right, we'll keep moving through here on the pockets and vents on the front. Just down here on the wrist, big double-headed zipper vent on the wrist. You can pop this open and flow a ton of air through there. We also redesigned this cuff material layup while we're down here talking about it to be more comfortable, be a little less bulky around the wrist there. So we're really happy with how this turned out. And this is going to flow air through your wrist while you're riding. And that's why we angled this vent to cut like this across the forearm so that it pulls a bunch of air through while you're riding. And also while we're down here looking at this pocket, this is a stat card pocket. You can put your medical information in there. There's this medical symbol here that EMS is trained to look for. If they need to find your medical information, they can pop this pocket open. If it's in there, they can learn about you. So that's your sleeve area right down there. While we're talking about pockets, there's another set of hand pockets hidden behind this flap on the front. There's one here on the left side and one here on the right. That's good for putting your hands in your pockets if you want to. And of course, you got this storm flap in front of it, so it stays nice and weatherproof. And while we are also talking about vents, that's what these tabs are right here. If you know KLIM gear, you're familiar with our collar tab back functionality. Pop this zipper open in the front, and then with these elastic tabs right here, you can hook them on those plastic hooks on the front of the jacket and keep the top of your jacket open for more airflow in the hot weather and to keep these collar pieces from flapping around. So lots of good feedback on those. People really appreciate that little design touch there. That's on almost all of our jackets nowadays. And one last thing, let's talk about the fabrics while we're up here. We have a 600 denier nylon here on the shoulders for abrasion protection. For example, the Kodiak has leather on the shoulders, so the Latitude is a step below the Kodiak in terms of features and materials. But then we do have that perforated leather on the elbows to let that heat breathe out of the garment, breathe through the Gore-Tex, which is waterproof and breathable, and then also through the perforated leather. Same thing on the inner knees, which we'll get to when we get to the pants. Now, one last big thing in the whole Latitude Jacket and Pant is this. This is KLIM's new Rogue armor. This is a proprietary compound of impact-absorbing polymers. And we're putting this in a lot of our redesigned pieces for 2026. The particular example I'm holding in my hands right now is level 1. It's very thin, obviously, as you can see, and offers tons of breathability through it. And then, of course, it's super flexible. Like, look at Look at how flexible this pad is. So the idea is we can maintain that, in these pad examples right here, we can maintain CE level 1, impact absorption across a huge range of temperatures, and with good flexibility and all these relief cuts to be super flexible in your gear. So level 1 Rogue armor is what's in the Latitude. Kodiak has level 2 EXP. That's obviously a level higher than level 1, but still, we're super stoked on this because it represents a big weight savings as well over the prior pads that went in prior generation Latitude, as well as these are more breathable and more flexible. So we're super stoked on this Rogue pad upgrade for the Latitude jacket and pant, but we'll dive into the pants now. The knees have that 600 denier material, same as what's on the shoulders of the jacket. And then, like I mentioned, that perforated leather inside the knee, protect your gear from the heat of the engine, from headers, from whatever is going on with your bike, and give you a little bit more grip on the bike as well if you're riding aggressively. Same thing with pockets. We have a zippered pocket right here on the top of the pants. Up above that is another hand pocket, one on each side. So get a variety of pockets there, 3 pockets on the pants. We like to have that. And then on the side of the pants, a little tough to see, maybe you can see it on this side. I'll turn the mannequin a little bit. We have side vents down here on the side of the leg. Of course, with that water resistant zipper, so you can pop those open, get a little bit more airflow. And now on the back, we're gonna work our way from the bottom back up to the top because we were at the pants. We got little adjusters there for the back of the calves and back of the knee. You can cinch that up to keep that knee pad cinched up tight against your knee if you want that. Also, of course, adjustment with the snaps at the hem and all your standard features down there at the bottom of the pant. Here's your exhaust vents right here. Again, water resistant with that zipper garage. Very easy to work with, and that's gonna flow air through your leg, through your thigh right there with that exhaust and intake vent. More 600 denier fabric on the seat for abrasion protection. Now, into the jacket. Here you can see that side exhaust vent. So this vent right here is gonna let the air flow through the jacket and the front intake vents, and then pull that heat away from your body and then exit out these exhaust vents. And then of course, across the back here and the inside of the arms, we have these adjustment straps on the inside of the arms of the sleeves, so you can cinch the pad up against your body if you want to, cinch those sleeves up, and then there are adjustment straps. I'll show them on the other side. There are adjustment straps here on the side of the torso as well to cinch those up, and that'll actually help expand those side vents a little bit to get you some more airflow if you want that. And then last thing up here, as we move through, a bunch of reflective. You'll see this reflective, these reflective hits, the logo here, there's on the sleeves, down at the bottom of the sleeves, there's some on the pants as well. And those are just to help aid in low visibility conditions like at night or in the rain. Car headlights are gonna bounce off this and drivers will see you more easily. Putting in some safety features right there for you. And now last things last, up here at the top, that collar I mentioned, we had to redesign something on the back of the collar. That's this cinch cord. The cinch cord adjuster, that little push button thing, can stay hidden inside this little sleeve on the back of the collar. So if you have long hair, if you're rocking a mullet or whatever, your hair is not going to get stuck in that cinch adjuster right back there. You can keep that hidden, which is super nice. And one more thing I just remembered is the action back construction here on the back. We used to have stretch core back here. Now we've moved to a non-stretch fabric with the relief built into the gear, which is called action back. This lets us get a higher abrasion rating. This also keeps it a little bit safer and keeps it very comfortable. And now that we've redesigned how this action back gusset here works, gives you a lot of mobility on the bike, move your shoulders really comfortably. So we're stoked on that, stoked on this new construction here. The team worked really hard on that. And that's about everything on the newly redesigned Latitude jacket and pant. If you guys have any questions, hit us up in the comments. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. If it's on the internet, we're on there. So go say hello. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.